Your brain is one of the most complex organs in your body. It controls everything from how you think and feel to how you move and speak. But there are so many things about your brain that you probably didn't know. Here are 10 facts about your brain you never knew you needed. No. 1. Your brain has its own language. Neuroscientists have discovered that your brain has its own language, which it uses to communicate with itself. This language is made up of a series of electrical signals that are sent from one part of the brain to another. And what's really amazing is that this language is universal. No matter where you are in the world, if you have a brain, then you can understand the language of your brain. This language is so powerful that it can even be used to control prosthetic limbs. By understanding the signals that your brain sends to your arms and legs, scientists have been able to develop prosthetics that can move just like real arms and legs. So if you ever lose a limb, don't worry. You'll be able to communicate with your prosthetic limb using the language of your brain. No. 2. Your brain can't feel pain. Even though your brain is capable of processing pain signals, it can't feel pain itself. That is because the nerves that carry pain signals to the brain do actually extend all the way to the brain. They stop at the spinal cord. When you get hurt, your spinal cord sends a signal to your brain that tells you to pull away from whatever is causing the pain. But your brain doesn't actually feel the pain itself. That's why you can touch someone who's been burned and not feel any pain. You're touching the burn, but the burn isn't in your brain. It's in their spinal cord. Number 3. Your brain makes new connections every time you learn something new. Every time you learn something new, your brain makes new connections between neurons. These new connections allow your brain to remember the new information. So the more you learn, the more connections your brain makes. And this is why it's so important to keep learning throughout your life. If you stop learning, your brain will start to forget things. So keep challenging yourself and learning new things so that your brain stays sharp. One study found that people who learn new things later in life actually have less age-related cognitive decline than people who do until. So it's never too late to start learning. There are so many different things you can learn, and it's a great way to keep your mind active and engaged. Plus, learning new things can be really fun. There are so many different topics out there that you might be interested in, so find something that you're passionate about and start learning. Might be surprised at how much you can actually learn. Number 4. Your brain can control your emotions. Your brain is responsible for controlling your emotions. This is done by a group of structures in the brain called the limbic system. The limbic system is made up of several different parts, each of which plays a role in controlling your emotions. For example, the hippocampus is involved in controlling your fear response. When you see something that's threatening, your hippocampus activates the amygdala, which then triggers the release of hormones like adrenaline. These hormones prepare your body to fight or flight, depending on how you respond to the threat. The prefrontal cortex is another part of the brain that's involved in controlling your emotions. The prefrontal cortex helps you to regulate your emotions so that you can respond appropriately to different situations. For example, if you're feeling angry, the prefrontal cortex helps you to calm down and think about the situation rationally. So when it comes to controlling your emotions, you can thank your prefrontal cortex and the rest of your limbic system? No. 5. Your brain makes you who you are. Brain is what makes you you. It's responsible for everything you think, say, and do. Even your personality is shaped by your brain. There are several factors that contribute to making you you. One of the most important factors is your genetics. Your genes influence the structure and function of your brain, which in turn affects your personality and behavior. Another factor that contributes to making you you is your environment. The people you interact with, the places you go, and the things you experience all shape your brain and make you who you are. Your brain is constantly changing and adapting in response to your environment. Finally, your personal history also plays a role in making you you. Everything you've learned, everything you've experienced, and everything you've accomplished has contributed to making you the person you are today. All of these factors come together to make you who you are. So next time you're feeling down about yourself, just remember that your brain is what makes you you, and it's truly amazing. No. 6. Your brain never stops working. Your brain is always active, even when you're sleeping. It needs energy to function, and that energy is provided by the food you eat. When you eat, your body breaks down the food, and absorbs nutrients that your brain needs to stay active. These nutrients are then transported to your brain via your bloodstream. Once your brain has absorbed enough nutrients, it can function properly. This means that even when you're sleeping, your brain is still working hard to keep you alive. So even though it may not seem like it, your brain is never truly off. It's constantly working to keep you alive and functioning. 7. Your brain is capable of some pretty amazing things. For example, it allows you to be aware of your surroundings. It enables you to think, reason, and make decisions. It lets you experience emotions and form relationships. It gives you the ability to create and innovate. The human brain is truly a remarkable organ. It's capable of some truly amazing things. Despite its complexity, it's able to store an almost limitless amount of information. It can process vast amounts of data incredibly quickly, and it can adapt and change over time. The human brain is truly a remarkable organ, and we're only beginning to understand its full potential. 8. Your brain consumes 20% of your body's energy. Your brain is a very energy-hungry organ. It consumes about 20% of the body's total energy, even though it only makes up 2% of the body's mass. This is because the brain has to work constantly to keep you alive and functioning. It's responsible for everything you think, say, and do. So it takes a lot of energy to keep it running. That's why it's important to eat a healthy diet and get enough exercise. When you do these things, you're providing your brain with the energy it needs to function properly. If you don't take care of your body, your brain will suffer. You'll be more likely to experience cognitive decline, memory loss, and other problems. So do your brain some good and take care of your body. 9. Your brain can continue to grow throughout your life. Contrary to popular belief, the human brain does not stop growing after childhood. In fact, it can continue to grow and develop throughout your entire life. This process is known as neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change its structure and function in response to experience. This means that you can literally change the way your brain works by the way you think, act, and feel. For example, if you want to improve your memory, you can do things to stimulate the growth of new brain cells. Similarly, if you want to boost your cognitive abilities, you can engage in activities that challenge your brain. So don't believe the myth that your brain stops growing after childhood. With the right mindset and habits, you can continue to boost your brain's growth and development throughout your entire life. Number 10. Your brain is more powerful than you think. Your brain is an incredibly powerful organ. It's capable of some truly amazing things. For example, it allows you to be aware of your surroundings. It enables you to think, reason, and make decisions. It lets you experience emotions and form relationships. And it gives you the ability to create and innovate. The human brain is truly a remarkable organ. It's capable of some truly amazing things. Despite its complexity, it's able to store an almost limitless amount of information. It can process vast amounts of data incredibly quickly, and it can adapt and change over time. The human brain is truly a remarkable organ, and we're only beginning to understand its full potential.